Hey, my name's Brittany Lorenz, and I'm honored to be applying for the Cardus NextGen Fellowship. I am 28 years old, born and raised in Sauble Beach, Ontario, technically on Golden Pond, which is behind me if you can see, and I've been residing in Ottawa for the last 7 years. So, a little bit about me. I am a graduate of Redeemer University College, which is now actually called Redeemer University, and I did a major in political science with a double minor in philosophy and history. I later went on in my fourth and final year at Redeemer to do the LLC program, which is the Laurentian Leadership Center in a beautiful mansion downtown Ottawa, which is a program for primarily, I would say, third and fourth year students who are passionate about politics, government, and public policy dialogue. I had a really great experience at the LLC and actually ended up getting a job on Parliament Hill, which was pretty much my dream at that time. So I've been in Ottawa ever since the LLC, so 7 years now. When I was at the LLC, I decided to apply to a program between University of Ottawa and St. Paul University. It was a master's in public ethics, something I am super passionate about, and have a lot of credit to give to Dr. Barkman at Redeemer University for his influence in my love of philosophy and how philosophy has deepened and broadened my faith and relationship with God. I was super happy to get accepted into that program and ended up doing my master's research paper, my major research paper for my master's degree on human rights ethics and child welfare policy in Ontario, basically looking at the reforming of children's aid societies in the province from a human rights ethics perspective. I myself was adopted when I was 9 years old, so it's always been something that I was really passionate about, to be able to merge my personal experience in the child welfare system in Ontario with a research and academic perspective on how best to bring about and reform change. After I finished that master's degree, I decided that I wasn't finished, went on to apply to do the political management program, the master's degree in political management from Carleton University. I was really fortunate. I got a full ride scholarship to Carleton, and after the 2015 election, when I lost my job, it gave me a reason to stay in Ottawa, which was a city that I had grown to love. I finished my master's in political management program and had always planned to do a doctorate, specifically the doctorate in public ethics from Carleton University. But at that time, I was so tired and so burnt out from 7 years of school, during which the last 3 I worked full-time while doing both my master's degrees. So I'm hoping this January to be able to apply to do my PhD at Carleton. I finally come around to wanting to read again, wanting to learn again, wanting to study, and have just kind of found my passion for education and learning once again. So I think it's the right time for me in the fall. I'll apply hopefully to take part in the first year of my doctoral program in September 2022, I guess, or 2021. September 2022. A few of the things that I'm really passionate about, I've had some really unique and interesting experiences over my lifetime where I've had really great opportunities to get out of the box and to learn differently, other than through a textbook and through formal education. I've had opportunities to spend time in Mexico building houses. I've been on a number of service projects. I've volunteered with Habitat for Humanity. And in 2015, I had a really incredible opportunity through an organization in the States called Philos, the Philos Project, where I had a chance to go to the Middle East for 5 weeks. So I spent a couple of weeks in New York City learning about Middle Eastern history, conflict resolution, all of those types of subjects. We went to Poland, we went to Auschwitz and Birkenau, and then we spent 3 weeks in Israel and Jordan, a couple of weeks in Israel studying the Holy Land, walking the steps of Jesus, an absolutely incredible opportunity. And then we spent time in Jordan working in some of the non-UN refugee camps with Iraqi refugees, which, if you remember, in 2015 was at the height of ISIS and the Islamic State happening in Iraq. And I remember meeting all of these incredible refugees who were living in these camps. And these types of experience have really shaped my perspective on public policy. So growing up in the foster care, going through adoption has really shaped some of my policy perspectives on child welfare, on support programs for families, how to keep families together. All of those kind of social policies have been really shaped by my experience going through the child welfare system. My personal perspectives on foreign policy, refugee policy, immigration policy have really been shaped by my experiences overseas, specifically working with Iraqi refugees, of which some I still continue to keep in touch with as they've actually immigrated to Canada, and I'm hoping to see them this summer should COVID restrictions be lifted. And then I would say a couple of the other areas that have really helped shape my public policy perspectives are not only my Christian worldview, but how that plays out into everyday life. And this is actually something that has really been shaped by my job currently at the LLC. So currently I have two different jobs. I work during the day for the MP for where my parents live, which is the beautiful riding of Bruce Grey Owen Sound. I work for MP Alex Ruff. I'm his Director of Parliamentary Affairs and Communications. And I also have had the extreme honor of teaching at the Laurentian Leadership Center for the last, I believe, 5 semesters now. I remember when Dr. Buckingham asked me if I would be interested in teaching at the LLC, and she sent me an email. And I remember looking at it initially and thinking, she definitely sent this to the wrong person. And I was willing to sit down and chat with her about it. And she had such confidence in me that this was something that I would be able to do. And the first semester was a bit of a journey. No one teaches you how to mark papers or how to make a syllabus, but it has been the most incredible and rewarding opportunity that I think I've ever had in my life. It is amazing how much being among others challenges your own worldview, helps you grow, and helps you develop your own personal perspectives, as well as strengthens and builds your faith, especially among a Christian community. And over the last 5 semesters, I've realized just how vital and how important that is, how my students have not only grown themselves over the course of the semester, and how to this day I will still get emails and text messages from students in my first semester saying, hey, I remember we talked about this in my in one of our classes, and I was just able to bring it up in a job interview or another class, or someone asked me about this and I felt amazing that I knew about it. And for me, that's just so rewarding. But it's also been so incredible for me to also learn and grow from them. Obviously, I'm 28 years old. I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning. I'm still forming opinions, learning more about the world, learning how to be a global citizen, learning how my faith plays into the discussions on public policy. And some of my students have just been so incredible. And I am sure that they will be people who apply for this fellowship in the future. And they've just helped me grow and see the world in different ways. And I didn't realize or expect that coming into that position, but it really has helped to shape and form some of my opinions. Just having the opportunity to dialogue with, I would say, some of the best students from both Redeemer and from Trinity Western who apply for this program. And it's just been an incredible opportunity. I love it so much. I don't really know what else you guys were hoping to hear from me on this video, but I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am an avid runner and soccer player. I'm passionate about politics. I love baking. I love Survivor, Grey's Anatomy, any sort of law show, Suits, The Blacklist. Those are some of the things that I love doing. I also really love discussions about policy. That was one of the main reasons that I actually thought I would apply for this fellowship. I love just talking to people about the big ideas, about the things that I'm passionate about. Some of them being, child welfare policy, social policy, reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, really passionate about the environment, passionate about business, passionate about just so many things. And I love joining together with like-minded people to have high-level discussions. The Bible talks about how iron sharpens iron, and that's something that I think is so true and have been learning more and more over the last few years of my life. So I really hope that I'll have an opportunity, whether this year or in the future, to be part of the Cardus NextGen Fellowship. I think I'd make a great candidate, a great addition to the team. I would love to just have this opportunity. And thank you so much for reviewing my application. I really appreciate all of the time and the work that goes into these types of programs, the people that bring forward these ideas, the donors who make it possible. And I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, for all the work that Cardus is doing. I really do appreciate the contributions that Cardus makes to the public sphere with their discussion papers, with Convivium, with all the work they do to bring Christian life and the public sphere together. And I just really appreciate that and wanted to say that. So thank you so much. And thank you again for reviewing my application. Again, my name is Brittany Lorenz. I'm 28 years old, currently residing in Ottawa. and I look forward to hearing from you about my application.